What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing a possible trade scenario involving Draymond Green. Now, obviously, everybody knows about the situation off the court issues that happened with Draymond Green and the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors have said that they chose to handle this thing in house and gave and brought a punishment down onto Green to what they seem fit, right? So I say that to ask a question or pose a question is, at this point, how long are the Warriors going to allow things like this to happen with Draymond? We've seen this happen before in the finals, where he got suspended, he got suspended for a game, and ultimately they ended up losing that series. We've seen a scenario where him and Kevin Durant, were having mixed words on the sideline, and KD ended up leaving the Warriors. I'm not going to say that was the 100% reason why, but I'm sure that had a little something to do with it. I also look at the scenario which currently has happened now. Issues like this, when you're trying to build upon and be what the Warriors want to be, a team that's competing for NBA championships, right? So if the Warriors want to compete for a championship and Green wants to be a max player, they still have to deal with Jordan Poole's looming contract over their heads and a luxury tax, whether or not or we see how that pans out. But this video is about a possible trade, and that trade, of course, is sending Draymond Green to the Dallas Mavericks for, now it's a 3-team trade. Now Kevin Love going to Golden State, and Cleveland ultimately getting Tim Hardaway Jr. and Reggie Bullock. I'm gonna be honest, when I first seen this, I really didn't think of it as anything. Why would the Mavericks add another non-shooter to go with Luka? That's first and foremost. We know how much Luka has the ball and he dictates the offense. Now, when Luka is being double teamed, so what you telling me? You gonna dish it off to Draymond Green in the corner? That's a problem. That's not offense. That's not an offense that I feel like is going to be productive. Now, if Draymond is running the offense and Luka is off the ball, that seems good. But again, you're still going to have to fill those pieces with giving up a guy like a Reggie Bullock, giving up a guy like a Tim Hardaway Jr. Christian Wood can only do but so much, and then you'll be asking Spencer Dinwiddie to do more, and you'll be asking Luka to do more as far as offense goes. I just don't see a scenario where Draymond Green going to Dallas makes the most sense. The Warriors getting Kevin Love on the back end, Kevin Love would ultimately come off the bench. I would believe he would come off the bench in a 6-man role for the Warriors, and sort of a plug and play. See where it works for him. Him and Clay. I think him and Clay have a sort of relationship. So with Steve Kerr, like certain guys, they'll come in, they'll play their role the best seem fit to their style of play. But I just don't see a scenario where, just looking at the trade overall, that it benefits the Mavericks. If the Cavs were to get Bullock and Tim Hardaway Jr., how much does that help their young core? When you add in the pieces, and a first round pick that the Cavaliers would get, how much would that help their young core? Because we look at the Cleveland Cavaliers currently put together, Garland, Donovan Mitchell, when Evan Mobley returns, Karis LeVert, Jared Allen. You look at that and you like, okay. And I've seen them play in the preseason, and they are put together, a nicely put together team. I'm curious to see what they look like during the regular season. But just overall, thinking about this trade just boils down to, what are the Warriors going to do with Draymond? Are the Warriors in a position? I feel like Draymond is one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't players. He's a double-edged sword, and he plays with fire all the time. He's the emotional heart of the Warriors roster. You know that. He's a very, very outspoken and vocal leader. We know that. We know the type of player he is when he's on the court. He can be the most productive, allowing guys like Clay and Steph to get off, Jordan Poole, to get off offensively. And he doesn't have to do too much. He can be the guy to give you 8 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists, and you can win the game. If he gets a triple-double, you're going to win the game then. So I will say this, right? If the Warriors end up trading Draymond Green, I believe they trade him to a team that ultimately will give them a piece that they can build upon towards the future. I feel like with Jordan Poole's contract coming up, and Steph and Clay and Draymond all getting older, we all know Steph is untouchable. Steph is not going anywhere. He's a Warrior for life. Clay, I feel like Clay could seemingly be untouchable just due to injury. A lot of teams probably wouldn't take that risk. But when you look at guys like Draymond Green, who wants a max deal, thinks he's worth a max deal, ultimately, I don't think the Warriors are going to pay him max money. Even though he's been an all-star, even though he's a champion, even though he's been, defensive player of the year, even though he may be the heart and soul of that team, I just feel like a max deal is not what the Warriors are willing to pay for Draymond Green at this stage of his career. Will they pay him somewhere in line to his skill set, somewhere in line where he's worth in NBA terms? I think so. I don't think he's deserving of a Rudy Gobert type of contract. I don't think that. The reason I say that, because we all know Rudy Gobert got a ton of money. So when you look at the grand scheme of who are we comparing Draymond's next contract to, and you look at the influx of money in the NBA now. So when you break it down to what he's asking, he may be asking for somewhere in line of that 30, somewhere in line where he wants to make maybe potentially 30 mil a year. So it's a lot of questions of what the Warriors want to do going forward. I hope that this issue the issue that happened off the court is handled properly, and it doesn't happen again. Because, that's a trickle down effect on your team and how the season could go. So hopefully in the future, the Warriors look towards options to, so to speak, of, toning that type of behavior down so it won't happen again. But like I said, with a player like Draymond Green, anything is possible. Anything can happen. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Do you guys like this trade for the Warriors, for the Mavs, for the Cavs? Do you guys see Draymond Green ultimately being traded before the trade deadline? Do you guys see the Warriors not signing him to another contract? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you guys. As always, it's greatly appreciated. I can't say enough about everybody that tunes in, listens, and watches these videos. Also, don't forget to like the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.